tonight on First at 9 this Thursday the 20th of November 2025. Straight ahead, President vows to defeat political forces jeopardizing national initiative against narcotics. Drug seizures. Fishing vessel carrying narcotics intercepted in the southern seas. 30 kilograms of cannabis discovered at the Central Mail Exchange. Opposition rally. Opposition coalition to rally against the government tomorrow without main opposition Samagi Jana Balawegaya. Ambitious targets. Sri Lanka eyeing 4 million annual tourist arrivals and $8 billion in revenue by 2030, reveals Minister.
Kalin baby so rupial anuwakata. Kalin baby podi hamotamai.
This is Derana First at 9, live from Studio 24 in Colombo.
Good evening, you're joining First at 9, brought to you by Sri Lanka's premium news provider, Derana News Channel. I'm Tharindu Mahendra, joining you live with the latest in Sri Lanka and around the world. We begin with your top story this evening. President Anura Dissanayake vows to defeat the political forces opposing the government's efforts to eliminate narcotics trafficking from the country. The head of state made these remarks during the launch of the Southern Province program of the A Nation United National Anti-Narcotic Initiative.
The Southern Province program of the A Nation United National Anti-Narcotic Initiative was launched today at Tangol Public Stadium under the patronage of President Anura Dissanayake. During the event, the President recognized the service of Tri-Forces, Police Special Task Force and the police personnel who carried out drug raids in the Southern Province. The government also made a financial donation in honor of Police Inspector Dadimuni Balendra Singha, who was killed in a shootout with underworld gangs in Galle. Afterwards, a pledge was made to commit to eliminating narcotics from the country.
You might have heard several telephone exchanges between police officers and underworld gang members. If one were to listen to them with no prior knowledge, they might mistake the underworld dons for the police. What path should we choose? Is it the traditional submissive path or the path to defeat this menace? Considering the bond we have with this country, we must choose the path to eradicate this menace. We know that armed criminals, drug traffickers and underworld leaders were fostered under political protection. For some time, infamous underworld leaders represented working committees of political parties. I will tell you one thing. We have established a government that does not provide political protection to any criminal. We will protect you and stand by you during difficult moments when your decisions are being implemented. With the intervention of the Public Security Ministry, public safety committees are being established. These committees will be the most active committees in rural areas. The rural communities must stand against corruption, narcotics trading and the criminal network connected with it. You must support the initiative to eradicate this menace by creating a strong public movement and exposing drug traffickers in your localities. This situation cannot be rectified in a day. This requires a continuous mission over several years. We will continue this mission until this menace is eradicated. Some individuals may attempt to direct public attention away from this issue. This battle is not one that only involves criminals and those who stand against them. There are other entities related to this matter. We will defeat the destructive political movement that opposes this mission. That is our political duty. No officials need to intervene in that matter. Keep aside old case files and preconceived notions about certain individuals. Let's change from today onwards. I can assure you that the political authority has changed. We also request you to change. Let's change and fight together. Together, let's continue this mission to save the country from this menace. I invite everyone to unite for that purpose.
ඔබේ සම හඳුනාගෙන ඖෂධීය ශාකසාරමේ Forever face wash එකක් භාවිතා කරන්න.
අප වෙනුවෙන් කැපවූ ලංකාවේ අපේ අංක 1 ජාලය ඩයලොග්. තවටනේ නියම මිල සඳහන් ස්විස්ටෙක් නිෂ්පාදන මිලදී ගන්න. ස්විස්ටෙක් ගන්න ඕන හොඳම තීරණය.
The Navy and Police Narcotics Bureau today intercepted a fishing vessel carrying a consignment of narcotics in the southern seas. Meanwhile, police discovered 30 kilograms of Kush cannabis at the Central Mail Exchange in Colombo. In other crime-related updates, police have uncovered crucial details regarding the recent murder in Kotahena and another murder plot in Waligama.
allegedly contracted to assassinate a Waligama-based businessman involved in the tourism industry and his family, was arrested yesterday in Midigama by the Western Province North Crime Division. The arrest followed a tip-off received by the division's director, ASP Rohan Olugala. During interrogation, the suspect had disclosed that the contract had been awarded by Army Chuti, a close associate of underworld figure Harak Kata. Investigators said the suspect had been instructed to carry out the attack on the night of November 18th, following a party at the businessman's hotel. However, he had refrained from executing the plan as the event had continued until 3 a.m. next morning. Police further stated that two other suspects, one of whom was reportedly assigned to carry out the shooting, have fled the area and efforts are underway to locate and arrest them. Meanwhile, the suspected gunman involved in the shooting in Kotahena on November 7th, which claimed one life, was arrested yesterday in Kolonnagoda Hasalaka by the Colombo Crime Division. Police seized 12 grams and 300 milligrams of crystal methamphetamine in the suspect's possession. The 39-year-old suspect, an army deserter from Kaduwala, revealed that he had been contracted to commit the murder for a payment of 500,000 rupees. He alleged that only 100,000 had been paid, with the remaining amount withheld by the alleged contractor Palanishiran. Investigations have further uncovered that the firearm used in the shooting was supplied through a drug trafficking network operating in Jaffna, which is believed to have sourced narcotics from Palanishiran. Police confirmed that members of this group have already been taken into custody. Separately, a multi-day fishing vessel suspected of transporting narcotics was intercepted in the southern seas during a joint operation by the Sri Lanka Navy and the Police Narcotics Bureau. Authorities discovered 15 parcels believed to contain narcotics and arrested 6 fishermen on board. The vessel and crew were brought to the Tangol Fisheries Harbour this afternoon for further investigation. In another development, the Police Central Crime Investigation Bureau uncovered 30 kilograms of Kush cannabis valued at approximately 300 million rupees at the Central Mail Exchange in Colombo. Preliminary investigations indicate that the consignment had been shipped from Thailand and was addressed to an individual residing in Panadura. Further inquiries are ongoing. According to police, 22,000 suspects have been arrested on drug-related charges in the 20 days since the launch of a nation-united national mission to eradicate narcotics.
The Inland Revenue Department has achieved its highest ever tax revenue collection during the year 2025. Total revenue collection as of November 17th this year stood at over 2 trillion rupees.
The Inland Revenue Department achieved its highest ever tax revenue collection this year, with a total revenue collection of over 2 trillion rupees as of November 17th. Issuing a statement, Commissioner General of Inland Revenue, Rukdevi Fernando, said the year-on-year increase in revenue was 60.079 billion rupees. The Commissioner General further stated that the department has made a substantial contribution towards strengthening the government's financial position by achieving the historic tax revenue within the first 11 months of 2025. In the meantime, Minister of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development Sunil Handunetti, addressing the Western Province Entrepreneur Awards 2025 at the BMICH yesterday, commented on the government's role in proper tax management.
We have not imposed new taxes, but have instead made taxation more efficient, preventing the wasting of tax money and made taxes predictable and logical. 900 billion rupees of additional government revenue was generated last year. However, we are not satisfied because we believe we could and should have worked better last year. We will do so next year. We believe next year will be a special year for entrepreneurs and industrialists to begin their journeys.
Do what you do, let the world look up to you. Shoot what you see, be who you wanna be. Search with a smile, create your own style. Gemini live, make moments come alive. Be anywhere, rock anytime. With awesome AI by your side. Be anywhere, rock anytime. Be brilliant, be always intelligent. Download fast, stream it all night. One tap, move, everything feel right. Snap it clean, edit like a pro. Smarter with Gemini, let the magic flow.
Introducing Samsung Galaxy A17 5G. The power to be always intelligent.
Musa Phoenix Natal Fiesta November 13 සිට 16 දක්වා අනුරාධපුර ස්පොට්නික් ක්‍රීඩා පිටියේදී.
Welcome back to First at 9. The Mahajanahanda rally, organised by several opposition parties in protest of the government, will be held tomorrow at 2 p.m. at Ananda Samarakon Open Air Theatre in Nugegoda. Most notably, the Samagi Janabalavege and the National Freedom Front will not be taking part in tomorrow's rally.
In protest of purportedly arbitrary decisions taken by the government, several opposition parties decided to organize a rally titled Mahajana Handa to be held tomorrow in Nugegoda. Parties including the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, the United National Party and the Pivituru Helaurume will join the rally led by Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna. The Samak Jana Balawegaya, the Sarojana Balaya and the National Freedom Front have announced their decision to not to take part in the rally. This afternoon, several politicians visited the Nugegoda Anand Samarakon Open Air Theatre to inspect the preparations. Meanwhile, with only a few hours remaining for its inception, several politicians from across the political spectrum shared their thoughts on tomorrow's rally. We must remind the government of the promises they made in the lead up to the polls. There is a growing public opinion that this government is useless and unable to operate. Therefore, it is the responsibility of the opposition to wake the government up and remind them of their promises. We are fulfilling that responsibility. Preparations for the rally to be held on the 21st must proceed unimpeded. Since this is a rally organizers in protest of the government, we have no issue with it at all. Although we will not take part, we wish them all the best. The government must be ousted. However, that must be done strategically. My party does not intend to be exploited in a plot temporarily grab power only to relinquish it shortly thereafter. The party will take a decision on its political alliances later. We wish them all the best for the rally tomorrow. We wish MP Nama Rajpaksha all the best for tomorrow's rally. We see the rally to be one that aids Nama Rajpaksha's political career. I do not endorse the UNP's decision to take part in the rally. We hope they will successfully hold the rally tomorrow. We have taken a political decision not to participate, but we extend our full support to all anti-government endeavours. There's no show despite the loud sound being made. All these ruckus is just for a meeting. Entire Colombo must shake given the effort being put into by the opposition. Let's see after the 21st.
අනිවාර්යෙන් දැනටම ඉතින් බලවේගය හැදීගෙන එනවනේ. සියලු විපක්ෂයේ ඒකාරාශී වෙලා මේ ආණ්ඩුවට මුහුණ දෙන්න ඕන.
චෝදනාවක් කරන 70 ගානක සාපේට වග කියන්න ඕන කියන කතා. දැන් හිතෙන තත්ත්වය මොකක්ද?
දැන් ඉතින් 77ට වග කියන්න වෙයි කාට හරි.
The Department of Motor Traffic clarifies that it does not issue three-wheeler licenses to foreign nationals. Meanwhile, police asserted that legal action will be initiated against foreign nationals found driving three-wheelers without a valid driving license. Furthermore, a Gazette notification has been issued revising fees for the issuance of driving licenses to foreign nationals.
A Gazette notification was issued revising fees for the issuance of driving licenses to foreign nationals. Accordingly, the fee for issuing a temporary 1-month driving license to foreigners has been increased from 2,000 to 15,000 rupees. Additionally, a 21,000 rupee fee will be charged for 2-month temporary licenses, 30,000 rupees for 6-month licenses, and 45,000 rupees for licenses valid up to a year. Meanwhile, the fee for renewing a foreign national's driving license has been set at 15,000 rupees, and the same amount will be charged for issuing a duplicate license in case the original is destroyed or damaged. Meanwhile, the fee for issuing a new Sri Lankan driving license for a Sri Lankan citizen holding a driving license issued outside Sri Lanka has been increased to 30,000 rupees. The fee for issuing a Sri Lankan driving license for a foreign national holding a driving license issued outside Sri Lanka is 60,000 rupees. Meanwhile, the Department of Motor Traffic clarified that it does not issue three-wheeler licenses to foreign nationals, adding that it does not plan to introduce such a license. Meanwhile, instructions have been issued to all police stations to initiate legal actions against foreign nationals found driving three-wheelers without a valid driving license. Authorities also clarified that an international driving license on its own does not entitle a foreigner to drive a three-wheeler in Sri Lanka. The police further stated that legal action will be initiated against local three-wheeler owners who are renting their vehicles to foreign nationals who do not hold valid driving licenses.
The inaugural budget proposals of several NPP-controlled local government authorities were defeated today. However, the budget proposal of Waligama Pradesh Sabha was passed with 23 votes in favour, while NPP councillors abstained from voting.
The inaugural budget of the NPP-controlled Tangol Urban Council was defeated as 9 votes were cast in favour but 10 opposition councillors voted against it. The inaugural budget of the Yatiyanthota Pradesh Sabha, also under NPP control, was defeated with 13 votes in favour and 17 against. The NPP-held Kaluthara Pradesh Sabha's budget proposal was defeated with 15 votes in favour and 16 against. In the meantime, the inaugural budget of the Waligama Pradesh Sabha was presented today by its acting chairman Venerable Denagama Rahula Thera and was passed with 23 votes in favour. However, councillors representing the National People's Power abstained from voting. Meanwhile, the Sri Lanka Freedom Party suspended memberships of 6 local government councillors who supported the National People's Power's budget proposals contrary to party instructions. Similarly, Samagi Jana Balawegaya suspended the party membership of Nilusha Dilhani, a Thanamalwila Pradesh Sabha councillor who supported the NPP's budget proposal for the council.
Public Security Minister Ananda Vijayapala denies claims that a circular had been issued requiring certificates from public security councils before obtaining police reports. The minister made this clarification in Parliament today during the committee stage debate on the budgetary allocations for the Ministry of Energy.
I would like to draw your attention to a story published by Aruna newspaper yesterday, which claims that a person needs not only a Grama Niladhari certificate but also a certificate from the Public Safety Committee chairman of the Grama Niladhari division to obtain a police report. However, the source of this story is not mentioned. Quoting several Grama Niladharis from the Central Hills and Anuradhapura, they have made this story up. I assure you that no Grama Niladharis in these areas have made such a statement. If a complaint is lodged with the CID or the Press Council, there may be claims that we are trying to suppress the media. This is not oppression. The public has the right to know the truth. The subject minister will take the necessary legal actions regarding this matter. We need to protect media freedom while ensuring the public's right to know the truth. We were told that this is the best platform to discuss this issue. I, Sajith Premadasa, am the source for the following information. The Minister of Public Security has stated that there is no requirement for the certificate from the Community Police Committee chairman to obtain a police report. An individual from Mathara, in order to get a job in the private sector, was requested to obtain a police report from Hakmana Police. This individual was advised to obtain a character certificate from the Community Police Committee chairman along with a Grama Niladhari certificate. Only after providing these certificates was the police report issued. Another person in Mathura, when requesting a police report, was asked to produce the Community Police Committee chairman's certificate. The chairman is now an NPP member. I am sharing all these names with full responsibility. I am concerned about the possibility of a constitutional dictatorship gradually being set up in the country. Is this an attempt to establish a police state? Can I know the dates of these reports? I do not have the dates. It's not a major issue. Your officers can obtain the relevant details from the Hakmana Police. There's no need to panic. If the dates are not available, no problem. We have established public safety committees. Perhaps he referred to reports from the Community Police Committee that existed previously. Neither the ministry nor the police have issued any circular stating that a certificate from the Public Safety Committee is required to obtain a police report. Obtaining a certificate from the Grama Niladhari is standard practice when issuing a police report. Community police committees existed under previous governments, which is why I asked for the dates. However, if such a request has been made at any police station, I will look into it. We must ensure that no circular has been issued by the ministry or police regarding this matter. Minister Nalinda Jayadisa has taken a stance similar to Ranil Wickramasinghe. Calling out good journalists like Chadur Alvis and threatening them was Ranil Wickramasinghe's habit. I am surprised that someone who criticized that behavior after attaining a responsible position in government and parliament is now criticizing journalists for their work. Meanwhile, the most important point is that the people who opposed the restructuring of the CEB 2 decades ago have now agreed to it. You cannot claim that nothing was done in the past 76 years. It was not this government that added 6,000 megawatts to the grid. The CPC has 24 tanks in Trincomalee. We have begun repairing them and 2 have been completed. We have obtained cabinet approval for the pipeline from the port and are currently in the procurement process to construct it. This need will be fulfilled in the future. I believe this was one of the major dreams of the opposition.
Welcome back to First at 9. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Employment and Tourism Vijitha Herath says the government aims to increase annual tourist arrivals to 4 million by 2030 and generate an annual income of $8 billion. He made these remarks while participating in an event organized by the Indian High Commission in Sri Lanka under the theme India-Sri Lanka Tourism Connect.
An event to strengthen tourism connectivity between India and Sri Lanka, organised by Indian High Commission under the theme India-Sri Lanka Tourism Connect, was held recently in Colombo.
There has been a sharp rise in outbound travel. In 2024, nearly 30 million Indians travelled overseas, making India the fifth largest source market globally. This number is expected to double in the next decade. This obviously presents an opportunity for Sri Lanka. What we are witnessing today is only the tip of the iceberg. As I mentioned earlier, India records over 2.5 billion domestic tourist visits annually. This is the segment that Sri Lanka should aim to tap. Even if just 1% of this were to travel to Sri Lanka, it would mean around 25 million visitors, nearly 60 times the number of Indians who travel today to Sri Lanka.
Tourism is central to Sri Lanka's economy, and we expect 2.4 to 2.5 million arrivals by the year end, a historic milestone. By 2030, we aim for 4 million tourists and $8 billion in revenue. To reach this goal, Sri Lanka is prioritizing sustainability, market diversification, improved connectivity, and digital transformation. We are aligning with global trends, including the Riyadh Declaration on the Future of Tourism, which supports integrating AI and digital tools into national tourism planning. We are focusing on city breaks, beaches, heritage tours, MICE tourism, destination weddings, film tourism, and cricket tourism. I also encourage more Indian filmmakers and investors to consider Sri Lanka for hospitality projects, events, and film production.
Sri Lanka has been invited to participate in the China International Consumer Product Expo 2026 in Hainan Province. The invitation was extended during a recent meeting in Colombo between the Minister of Industry and Entrepreneurship Development and Vice Chairman of the Standing Committee of the Hainan Provincial People's Council, Yan Shijun. During the discussion, both sides explored opportunities to strengthen trade relations, including the potential for a free trade agreement between Sri Lanka and Hainan Province. Talks also focused on expanding agricultural trade, securing tariff concessions through the port of Hainan for Sri Lankan seafood, apparel, spices and other exports, and enhancing investment opportunities for Hainan-based investors in Sri Lanka. The Colombo Bourse closed in positive territory today as a result of price gains in counters such as Sampath Bank, Richard Pearce & Company and Bukit Dara. The benchmark ASPI increased by 0.33% to close at 23,104.96, while the more liquid S&P Sri Lanka 20 gained 0.32% to end the day at 6,382.18. Market turnover was 3.4 billion rupees. The capital goods sector was the highest contributor to market turnover, followed by the banking sector. Foreign participation in market activity remained at subdued levels, with foreigners closing as net sellers, offloading shares worth 176 million rupees. With that, here's a look at today's foreign exchange rates. That's all for tonight from First at 9. For the latest developments around the clock, stay in touch with other Derana News Channel, the Sri Lankan news brand of international excellence. Thank you for joining. Have a great night.
From across the nation and around the world, This is Sri Lanka's #1 news source, Derana.